You know, I've been wondering, where is all this hate towards our farmers coming from with Labour recently? This government is treating our farmers like the old communists did, and they treated them terribly, so why all the hate? Now, it is utterly impossible to throw a country's experienced farmers off their lands, replace them with unskilled labourers and expect a good harvest. Maybe that's why Keir Starmer and Labour have done this deal with Bill Gates and BlackRock, so they can buy these farmlands for pennies to the pound. Because the farmers will have to give it all up because they can't afford the inheritance tax. I think that's the plan all along. So it'll completely backfire on Labour and Keir Starmer if they just put on anyone to work on these lands and expect them to know what to do. So obviously they're going to turn these farmlands into rows and rows of ugly solar panels and horrible wind farms. And also in the Soviet communist states, it was the poor farmers who were good targets for communist propaganda, but British farmers aren't poor. They're wealthy, not cash wealthy, but asset wealthy. And so, of course, they've got to get rid of them. And this government isn't just getting rid of them, they're also rubbing salt into the wounds. Take Sadiq Khan, for example. Now, this highly contemptible individual has told his London tube chiefs to ban anti-inheritance tax adverts because they have a, and I quote, politically controversial anti-government message, unquote. Now, how communist is that? So the National Farmers Union planned to spend 40 grand on posters around Westminster train station with its Stop the Family Farm Tax campaign slogan, hoping, of course, because it's Westminster that MPs would see it, but alas, it's not to be. And so the top bosses at TfL, Transport for London, say the adverts do not comply with their rules and need to be watered down to remove any attacks on the government. Incidentally, it's the TfL militant unions that have benefited really well thanks to eye-watering pay rises thanks to Keir Starmer's election. And this is absolutely disgusting. And it's hypocrisy because TfL, if you've been down on the London tubes, you will have seen political adverts all the time. I mean, they had one for assisted dying not long ago. It's just open season by the government towards farmers. And that's why we need to back them. Because British farmers are one of the bones that make up the spine of this country. And as for Keir Starmer and Sadiq Khan, funny, isn't it, how politically controversial adverts are anything that the pair of them don't agree with. The UK is slowly turning into an authoritarian communist state. This goes against freedom of speech, this goes against democracy, and this goes against basic rights altogether. These really are troubled times for the country with Labour in power. It makes me wonder what on earth they're going to come up with next. I dread to think. And there we go, I'm Paz49, thanks for watching, and until the next time, Roger Trout.